It's finally here. Election day. Tuesday, most of us will go to the polls to vote. Some of you may have already voted. Some of you may have already voted twice. But seriously, I think we can all agree this election cycle we have seen a new level of hateful, abusive, vitriolic rhetoric from both sides. The slander, the maligning, the mudslinging has reached a fever pitch. Everyone seems at each other's throats. I was speaking to my grandmother yesterday, and she has a much broader perspective than I do. And she said, it feels like the world is imploding. Never seen anything like this. And as I was reviewing the Parsha, it struck me how similar those words sounded to the opening of the Parsha. Kates kol basar balafanai ki mala haaretz chamas mipneihem. The world is imploding. Balafanai, of its own accord, the world is destructing, it's corrupting, it's ending itself, it's imploding. Because they're at each other's throats. Chamas. So what does Hashem tell Noach to do? Amid an environment where everyone is at each other's throats, what do you do to save yourselves? For Yeshua, you build a teva. Now, what's a teva? If I asked, a teva is here it means a boat, but is that the usual word for boat? If I asked you, we have a bunch of native Hebrew speakers in shul today, what's the word for boat? You would say sfina or aniya. Today is Rosh Chodesh. We're going to say Barchi Nafshi after davening, where it talks about anios, boats. Teva, the word teva actually means not a boat, but a box. And what's a box? A box is a container. You put something in it, and it's a vehicle to transmit the contents of the box. That's what a box is. And that's why the word teva also means word. Because a word is a meaning box. I want to convey some meaning to you. A word is the vehicle that houses that meaning. It allows me to convey this to you. Says the Kozhnitzer Magid, the solution is, in that situation when everyone is at each other's throats, is you have to look at your words. You have to go into the teva, into the box, into the words. And so hartas el teva, you have to make a light, an illumination for your words. Make them bright, and all everyone around you is attacking each other. You are uplifting and kind and optimistic and empowering. And it's not just the word teva that means word, it's the dimensions. The teva was 300 by 50 by 30. The same as lashon, lamed 30, shin 300, nun 50. That's what the teva represents. That's the way we persevere and we bring the Yeshua amid all of this negativity. There was once a boy who was struggling with a disease, and for 10 years he battled the disease, and finally he was free of it. And he made a Sudas Hodah to thank Hashem, thank his friends, thank his family. But at that meal, he also said, I want to thank a certain doctor. Because this doctor, at a moment when things were not looking bright, the prognosis was not good, I overheard this doctor talking in the hall saying, that kid's gonna be okay. He has the tough spirit, he has the fortitude, and that's what gave me the encouragement that I needed to push on. We can do so much with a good word. Tzoy hartas el teva. We have to make brightness, bring brightness to our words. In the end of the parsha, the message is reinforced. Shofech dam ha'adam, ba'adam dama yishofech. Hashem tells Noach and his family after the Mabul, there's a new covenant with mankind, and murder is off the table. You can no longer kill. You can't kill. But the pasuk again uses an unusual turn of phrase. There's a word for murder, ritzicha, killing. hariga. What is with this spilling the blood? Why is that the phrase, shoifech dam? It's talking about spilling blood. Some of you may have children in 3rd grade in Beis Yaakov. My daughter's in 3rd grade in Beis Yaakov, and she brought home the parsha sheet. And they quoted the Alshech in the parsha sheet that says that the reason the pasuk uses this phrase, spilling blood, is to include not just actual murder, but embarrassment. Embarrassing someone else, making their face red, making their face white, draining the blood, making the blood rush. That's a different kind of spilling blood. That's also included. Baruch Hashem, the people here in Shul were not Hamas, Retzicha. These are not things that tempt us. But a deeper level, attacking people verbally with words, embarrassing people with our words, that's something we can all work on. And as we go to the polls Tuesday, there are going to be people there at the polling places who we really, really don't agree with. And they really, really don't agree with us. And what do? As Am Yisrael, what do? Tzayar ta'aseh lateva. Make sure you have a nice, kind, bright, smiling words. And that's how we're going to bring the Yeshua.